I'd like to call the Stanley County Board of Commissioners regular meeting to order, March 20th, 2017. I believe it's 7 o'clock and time to get the show started. So I'd like to welcome those in attendance. The crowd is a quality crowd, and I appreciate you being here. All right. At this time, though, I would like to recognize our Vice Chairman Burleson to give us invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner.
If you will, bow your head. Father, we come to you tonight asking for your forgiveness for times that we've come short, and ask for your vision and wisdom tonight as we conduct this meeting to make the best decisions for all the citizens of Stanley County and decisions that would be glorifying to you. Father, please be with all our law enforcement officers and military around the world, all our uniformed folks. Take care of them, lead and guide and direct all of us. Thank you for the beautiful weather we've had and the upcoming spring days that I know you're going to provide. In your precious name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. At this time, I would like to seek a motion to approve the agenda or adjustments to the agenda. We have a first and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Motion carries. Okay, the very first thing on our agenda tonight is a report from Chris Lambert, the Executive Director of the CVB Bureau. Chris?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I hope everybody's doing all right this evening. Basically, I wanted to start off, y'all should have some information in front of you. Those are our economic impact numbers, and if you'll notice that we brought in an economic impact of about $76 million from tourism into Stanley County. That equals out to about $110 tax savings to each county resident. That also, we have about 500 jobs that are directly attributable to tourism in Stanley County. So from our numbers, you also see number 49 beside our name. It gives you a list of all the counties in North Carolina. We're the 49th most traveled county in North Carolina. So we're doing fairly well for a county of our size and population. Some of the things that people are coming here to see are, our assets they're pretty much natural. Mar Mountain State Park, we've got over 500,000 people that come here per year. We also have 4 vineyards, 3 in Stanley County and 1 outside of Stanley County, but we claim them. They're right outside in Locust. But honestly, our vineyards are wonderful. We have, everything okay? Okay. Our vineyards are doing well. Dennis Vineyards is the oldest vineyard, and it was actually ranked the 25th most visited tourist attraction in the Charlotte region. That was in the Charlotte Business Journal, which is very good, about 65,000 people. So all in all, with our lakes as well, we have 2 lakes, well 3 actually, if you count Falls Reservoir. And if you haven't been to Falls Reservoir, it's absolutely beautiful. It's completely natural, and a lot of people don't know about that. We have a lot of visitors coming in because they want to go kayaking on a place that has not been touched by anybody. So when you look at it, there's no lights, there's no houses, no boat landings, nothing. It's just water and trees, and it's really nice. Lake Tillery and Baden Lake combined have over 10,000 acres of water, over 200 miles of shoreline. To have that in a county our size is just phenomenal. And Baden Lake's known for their catfish. So we've got we held the record at 89 pounds for the longest time. It got broken at 96 pounds, so we're offering a $1,000 cash reward for anybody that can catch over 96-pound catfish and bring it in. Don't bring it to us because, we figured that out. We don't want catfish coming into our office. But some of the ways that we promote Stanley County, you'll see, I'm giving you 2 guides. These are our adventure guide and our rat card. Our rat card is what we bring to every visitor center in North Carolina. We have 9 visitor centers. These are just easy to mail out. We mailed these out a long time ago, but these, good Lord, these are very expensive. These are easier. They also give a little bit of information. That way you can just go to our website and get the rest. This is something tangible just for the people that come to our area. They're also available in our hotels, all of our tourist attractions, and they have all the tourist information in Stanley County. We took out the restaurant guide because restaurants come up and we wanted this to have a life expectancy of a shelf life. And restaurants are kind of hard to do that. Some of them come and some of them go, and I wanted to make sure it was completely updated. So this gets updated every 2 years, but these are two of the things that we do. We also do the T-shirt that you see over here. We have worked with TS Designs for quite a while on this T-shirt concept. This is cotton that's grown in Stanley County, and it's ginned in Stanley County, and it's produced 100% in North Carolina. These are something that you can't get any more local than that. And I kind of figured that we'd spend a little bit of extra money to make sure that we got quality and we got something that came from our area. That way we can have it to go out. Like I said earlier, I was talking to Ashley, or Mr. Eford. We had somebody that was in Chile wearing our T-shirt and took a picture, and that's pretty good exposure for us. Some other things that we do, our website, we're very big on the internet. The internet right now is the biggest and best thing. It's put us on the level playing field with counties and cities that are bigger than us, and it's been very beneficial, along with social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those are really our bread and butter. We are doing very well with all of them. You've seen some of our videos of where are we in Stanley County. It's a nice way to promote Stanley County and help out. And one of the biggest things that we're going to try to do is move our advertising over to digital marketing advertising. What this is, it's kind of creepy, but it's good. Because what it does is if you visit a website, that website that we determine which website it is, we'll put cookies on your website. It'll put cookies on your URL. Those cookies will stay on there for 30 days, and it tracks where you go. So if you go to a site that is outdoor recreational, or is related to outdoor recreation, it puts up our ad, and it'll say, come to Stanley County, this is a wonderful place, blah, blah, blah. That way, they can see us, we can find out where they're going, and we have a wonderful ROI on that. So that's pretty much where we're leading to, or where we're leaning to right now. We're doing some really good things, and we're really excited. So that's really all I have. Just wanted to give you a little update. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Mr. Chairman. Chris, Mr. Lambert, thank you for the presentation. I had one question. I didn't catch that. This right here, you said, where are these located?
These are our rack cards. These go out to all the visitor centers in North Carolina. We have non-visitor centers, basically all the welcome centers.
Gotcha. So kind of like when I go to the mountains in Boone or wherever, you'll see at a restaurant, there'll be a station, and it'll have lots of these for different things that are going on, but these are at the
Yes,
visitor
they won't be
centers
at they won't be at the restaurants. These are
Right, but
just
it-
at the visitor center. Yes, sir.
like at the interstates when you're coming in.
Yes, sir. 95, 85, and so on and so forth. Yeah. The rest stops, I guess you could say.
Any other questions of Mr. Lambert? Can you tell me where the books are located?
Books are located in our office. These are also located in our all of our hotels and tourist attractions. These,
So these will be in the local hotels?
yes, they will be in all the local hotels.
Fork Farm,
They're already at the Fork Farm. They're at
Lucky
Dennis
Clay.
Vineyards. They're at all the vineyards. Pretty much anywhere we can get them, we try to shove them in there.
and I guess this is my last question. I know that our commission appoints 2 of your board members,
Yes, sir.
but there's a lot of commissioners that have no idea who your other board members are. Could you name the current board members?
Yeah, sure. The 2 members that we have from the county commission are Ashley Smith, and we also have Dosha. I forgot her last name. Since Swearingen, thank you. I sincerely apologize. If I leave out somebody, I apologize. New London, we have Mr. Brett Spate. Norwood, we have Mr. Jeff Irvin. Oakboro, we have Mr. Daniel Smith. Stanfield, we have Miss Bridget Helms. Richfield, we have Miss Kelly Huff. Baden, we have Miss Dolores Chambers. Red Cross, we have Ms. Aloma Whitley. Locust, we have Mr. Bob Remsburg. City of Albemarle, we have Ms. Martha Hughes and Mr. Wade McSwain. Think I covered everybody. If I left somebody out, Meisenheimer, we have Mr. Peter Edquist. Thank you. Locust, Bob Remsburg. Yeah, I said that one.
I know that I received an email, probably other commissioners, about an upcoming 2-day or 2 different dates shooting event
At the Ford Farm, yes, sir.
And the gentleman that sent the email was asking how we could help him get signage put out to promote these events. And I recommended that he contact you.
Okay.
And you and he attend a Stanley Cog meeting to talk about it.
Okay.
And I hope he's contacted you in that regard. If he has not, I would urge that you contact him.
Okay.
Because we want to help as much as we can possibly help.
Of course.
But we don't own properties everywhere, and there's certain towns, ordinances, and different sign ordinances, but, you know, we need to try and promote it as legally as we can. So
Of course.
I would like to ask you to get in touch with the.
I'll be more than happy to. I'll see you after the meeting, and you can let me know who it is, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I know that we have 2 events, 2 wonderful events that are going to be at the Fork. We have the state zone shoot that'll be there.
Yes.
That'll be bringing about 600 people here.
That's in May, I believe.
That is in May. And we also, in September, we have the Southeastern Sporting Clays Championship, which is a huge event. That'll also be bringing about 600 to 700 people here. Now, we have already been in contact with Jim at the Fork and been working with him on the hotels. As far as signage of the event, we haven't got the signs yet. We haven't talked to him about that, but we will. Hotels, we've been working with Cabarrus County because we currently don't have the hotel occupancy to accommodate everyone here. We currently only have 254 hotel rooms, so we need a little bit more. Unless anybody wants to rent out their house, we could do that.
The young man that's in charge of the ordinary, I think, is
Miss-
Jason.
Okay.
Is Jason.
Okay, I deal with Austin Kiker a lot.
I'm sorry, Austin Kiker, that's correct.
Yes, sir.
It's Austin Kiker.
Yes, sir.
But,
Actually, I
we
talked
want to
him.
help him as much as we can, but we need your lead to,
Yeah, I'll be more than happy to give him a call tomorrow,
Okay.
and we'll figure it out. I actually talked to him earlier today, so
Okay.
we'll figure it out and see what he needs.
okay. Any other questions of Mr. Lambert? Thank you for the presentation,
Yes, sir.
and we hope you'll come back on a regular basis to keep us up to date.
Yeah, be more than happy. And if anybody needs a shirt, currently we have large, extra large, and double XL. So if you need a smaller shirt, I'm sorry, we don't have it yet. We will be getting. Swing by the office and grab one. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 2, our presenter is our Sheriff, George T. Burris, and it is in regard to involuntary mental commitment transportation plan and a resolution that he would, I guess, ask us to support if we agree to it. So,
Yes, sir.
Sheriff?
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing great today and enjoyed this pretty weather. My comments will be brief. I forwarded the information you have in your packet to Andy and Jenny. We have all 3 looked at it. We've come up with a good game plan. What this is, in a nutshell, is that Carolinas healthcare system service many counties around us and throughout the state with transportation with G4S. It's an independent security group. They have offered to take this over at the hospital, and that will help us tremendously at the sheriff's office, not have to worry about sending road deputies out, wear and tear on vehicles, gas, all these extra things that come with mental commitments and transports. Anywhere in the state, I'm sanctioned to take these folks and also sanctioned to pick them up if they request a ride home. This will free up a lot of time because we're probably averaging 3 or 4 hours minimum a week on the roads, taking involuntary commitments to hospitals throughout this state. We've all looked at this order. It is a good plan for us. It will mimic, I think we've talked about Cabarrus, Union, several of our surrounding counties through Carolinas healthcare system, and there's only positives for us. Anytime we can keep a deputy in our county, patrolling our streets, keeping our citizens safe, and keeping wear and tear on our new vehicles and gas money down, we're profiting. Anytime the burden is on someone else and they're picking up the liability and all the things that come with that, that's a win-win situation for us. So I would ask tonight that this would be approved and signed so we can get with Mr. Dallas with G4S and move forward with this item.
Thank you, Sheriff. Does anyone have questions of Sheriff Burris and the information he supplied to the commissioners?
One question, and I'm not sure I read this or not, maybe I dreamed it. Is it in here that if a person is involuntarily committed and they decide to drive themselves, they can take themselves? Did I read that?
Well, if it's involuntary committed, that's a voluntary commitment, what you're
That's a
talking about. If
voluntary
they
commitment.
voluntary commit, it is on them to get transportation to and from. If it is a court order through a judge or a magistrate and it's involuntary, then
You have
we
to do
are
it.
subject to do it and
Gotcha.
pick them up.
Gotcha.
This will take all that burden of transportation off of us throughout the whole state.
Sheriff, does that go, when a judge or somebody does that, that goes through your office and then you contact this G4S, or what's the process, if you don't mind me asking?
The process, it goes through a district court judge. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna go through a magistrate. If somebody says they're gonna hurt themselves or they're gonna hurt you and you go to a magistrate and swear under oath about what's been said, that they're gonna hurt themselves or others, he does that commitment order. He calls my guys. We go serve him or her. Hopefully, it's very compliant and easygoing. Sometimes they resist and we have to use handcuffs and do our thing, but we technically take them into custody. We will transport them to the hospital where we sign over that the order has been sufficient and we've completed our duty. Hospital takes control of him or her. They contact G4S and then it's on them. But we still serve all the orders, do all the pickups and bring them to the hospital. I've still got to do that. That's under statute.
Mr. Chair? I just have one question for the sheriff. The plan doesn't specifically list G4S. Is that something, I mean, are there other contractors or,
No, this,
the plan just says or contractor?
well, this plan will be with G4S.
Okay.
I may be able to clarify. The plan is something you have to have in place in order for a contract to be in place. And so you're also authorizing the sheriff and/or anyone that has a contract. So the plan gives then the Carolinas healthcare system the flexibility to be able to contract for that service. Carolinas healthcare system, obviously there's a cost benefit to them too, to move folks out of these beds. These beds aren't generating the level of revenue that they may want. So they're trying to move these folks as quickly as possible. Therefore, their rationale behind contracting that service out so they can move those folks quicker than having to wait on sheriff's offices, because he could be tied up. Obviously they do this in Union County, Lincoln County, Cabarrus County. So the plan, and basically get that the plan before you can adopt the resolution. So the plan just sets the tone for being able to give them, and then you're specifically through the resolution allowing Carolinas healthcare system to use G4S.
Sheriff, I have a question. I know it would free up the deputies that do this now. Who pays this contract bill of the group that's going to take over the service?
We had a meeting with them last week at the hospital with Brian Freeman, who was helped coordinate. They will pick up all the tab. They will handle all the transportation, the security, the vehicle, the gas, everything. It is all on them. The hospital handles all the bill. It's like Andy said, they're not doing it just to help us out. They're doing it for revenue, and that's fine, because it keeps our deputies in our county and saves a lot of money and time for us. But yes, sir, it will be all on them for transportation. Now, if they call and that person needs a ride home and they live in my county, I've got to go pick them up, and then it'll be on us. But it is now anyway, so,
So currently, we receive no revenue for this service?
no, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make the motion to adopt the involuntary mental commitment transportation plan and the associated support resolution.
Second.
Okay, who, Joseph, I believe, Vice Chairman Burleson seconded the motion. Any other discussion? If not, let's vote. All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all. We appreciate it.
Item number 3 is the 2017 Family Rehabilitation Grant, Single Family Resident Rehabilitation Grant. Policy approval. Our presenter is our County Manager, Andy Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. County recently received a $175,000 grant from the Single Family Rehab. We don't typically apply for these. There's groups will apply on our behalf, or we'll become the fiduciary agent for those funds, and we'll be the grantee. Benchmark Services out of Concord and Charlotte actually applied for that and will be the administrator of the program. And so this part of the setting this program up, you have to have a housing assistance policy, and these are not unique. We've done these forever, all these housing grants we've had for years and years and years. And they're beneficial to the community. These obviously are for low to moderate income residents who need assistance with roofs, windows, doors, other things that, cabinets, bathrooms, handicap accessibility. And so these programs are very beneficial. Obviously, if they're upgrading your housing stock, it helps with your tax base as well. Not only does it assist individuals, but it keeps your housing stock looking good, your neighborhoods looking good. So, but we always, as part of these, have to approve an assistance policy and a procurement and disbursement policy. And so that's what action we're asking you to take this evening. Once these are in place and we submit some other additional material to the North Carolina Housing Finance, it'll move our grant process along, and it's anticipated that this summer we'll start taking applications then that ranking will occur, and we'll hopefully be able to make awards to folks, five homes sometime in the fall of 2017. So I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of our County Manager?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lucas, on the 5 houses, is that part of the actual grant, like the limits? Is there a way to, where you could do more homes, just less cost?
Well, I mean, you can, but you're trying to maximize it. I mean, you're trying to do as much with the homes as you possibly can, and if you're only doing $5,000 or $10,000, you're really not. There's another program that North Carolina Housing Finance does that's called the Urgent Repairs Program. We'll apply for those funds too when they come available, and that's really more for those $5,000 to $10,000. This is really to do more major repairs to homes, because if you do a $5,000 or $10,000 repair on these homes, you're really not addressing the issue. And so you're really trying to go in and address. And I understand you're trying to stretch your dollars, but this program is really to try to address more comprehensive issues, and then the urgent repairs is more about those items that are in the $5,000 to $10,000 range. The problem is most grant administrators don't want to administer just the urgent repairs program. It's not they don't basically, the administrators don't make any money doing the program. There's more administrative cost than there is revenue to offset that cost. So typically, we have to have the single-family rehab in place, and then when the urgent repairs funding comes available, likely in the fall or winter of 2018, we'll then piggyback these two together, and the grant administrator will be more likely to take both programs, and then we'll be able to open that up as well.
Other questions? Hearing none, I'd like to seek a motion to consider adopting the housing assistance policy, procedures, procurement, and disbursement policy for this particular grant.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner McIntyre. Do I have a second? Second. Vice Chairman Burleson, second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I believe everyone has a consent agenda. Hopefully you reviewed it. Would like to seek a motion or adjustments to it.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Okay, thank you, Commissioner Morgan. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. Public comment, no one signed up for public comment. So before we go into closed session, would like to call on Commissioner Morgan for any comments you may have.
I have no comments at this time.
Commissioner Eford,
I'm good, sir.
Vice Chairman Burleson.
I would just like to say for folks who may listen to this meeting at a later time, we will be having another meeting with the Regulatory Reform Committee in April. We've had several contractors and subcontractors ask for us to have another meeting. They did not hear about the first one or were unable to attend. We are looking at April the 18th currently. I'm going to get with Commissioner Swain and Commissioner Morgan here after this meeting and set a date, and hopefully we will be able to advertise that date maybe a little better than we did the first time around. We will have a meeting, I guess, a normal commission meeting the 1st of April, so we'll certainly be able to announce that date then. Hopefully give folks ample time to make plans to be there. As far as the Water and Sewer Authority, we have not had any meetings since our last meeting, so no news to report there.
I have nothing to share, thank you.
Commissioner McIntyre.
No comment.
Commissioner Swain.
Just as far as committees go, we had an RPO meeting this past week. I know it had come out to the commissioners from county manager about the Highway 52 project. It was a little, I think, just under $1 million kind of safety project between Norwood and Albemarle. That did get approved, so you should start seeing changes there as early as the fall. And they also added one that I was unaware of on Highway 49 from county line to county line at the river. So from Cabarrus all the way to the river, they're going to start making safety changes there as well, rumble strips and things like that. Some folks had contacted me, I guess this is for those who listen at home, about some speed limit changes on roads, and we can do nothing about that. I did bring it up at the RPO meeting. The district engineer told us, and Commissioner Eford was there, so he can kind of correct me. It's come down from the state that speed limits, the whole, if 55 unless otherwise posted, they're trying to do away with that at the DOT, and they're trying to prescribe speed limits. So it's almost like an engineer has to drive down the road and write a prescription for the speed limit, was the way she explained it. And I know Austin Road is the most current one, but every division is expected to update 1,000 miles of roadway each year. So Austin Road went from 55 to 45, and there's about 4 other roads in our county that are probably getting ready to do the same thing. Your only recourse is to contact the state engineer, because the district engineer has already made that decision to change the speed limit. So the state engineer at this point is the only one that can change anything for those that might have concerns. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Good report. Thank you. County Manager Lucas, do you have anything?
No comment, sir, thank you.
Clerk Tyler Brummett. Counselor Furr. Okay, y'all just want to be quiet, so. Okay, the only thing I want to mention is that I attended a Central Iowa Council of Government meeting a week ago Wednesday. And one thing they're doing, there's a Creative Solutions for Thriving Community. It's a one-day regional conference, which is Thursday, April the 6th, at the Charles Mack Citizen Center in Mooresville. And there's some topics that are going to be covered, which are, I think, very good topics. One in particular deals with how to make downtown housing successful. And there's a lot of other topics such as civic engagement in the digital age, community collaborations to fill workforce shortages. And I think most of you are aware that some of our employers, one of the hardest things they have sometimes filling vacant jobs that they have. So I think it's going to be a good one-day regional seminar put on by the COG. And like I say, it's April the 6th. And I would encourage any commissioner that would like to attend, or any county manager or staff. I think a couple of you have already signed up for it. I've signed up for it. let me encourage you to sign up for it and attend, because I think it's valuable time that hopefully we can get something out of. I have a brochure, so if you'd like to look at it, I'd be happy to show it to you. At this time, we do need to go into closed session to consult with our county attorney, who I hope will talk in there in accordance with GS 143-318.11A3. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we go into closed session.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you, Eugene. Excuse me, Commissioner McIntyre. All in favor, please stand and let's go.